What's our plan for 2024?
I mean, 2024.
Yes.
Let's try to be alive. Number one. Ha 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 ha. Staying alive. We got to have a Bee Gees agenda.
Okay.
But we got to have a plan for 2021.
Right.
Before we have a plan for 2024. You know, it's not just presidential ballots, it's down ballots. It's what it's voting for governor. Because if we had a different governor, maybe the governor would have chosen a different person. Now, Gavin Newsom is a good dude, but we got to give him some fire and some heat and throw him a fastball up on that plate and say, brother, don't be trying to come out here tripping on us. Right. So you got to vote for who the prosecutor is. Because when these cops kill black people, it ain't the president. It ain't the governor alone. It's the prosecutor who determines whether or not that cop will be held to account. We just had another black man shot in Columbus, Ohio, and the friggin' cops turned off their body cameras or didn't have them on, and then only turned them on afterward. But it caught 60 seconds before. You know, when you turn it on, it captures the 60 seconds before you turned it on. And so now it suggests that they were on some okie doke. So you got to vote down ballot, local elections, state legislatures, prosecutors, attorneys general. Look at what happened with Breonna Taylor. A black attorney general is the one that really denied her justice because he refused to hold the police people to account who shot that black young lady to death. So it makes a difference. It ain't just the president. So our plan's got to be for 2021. How do we vote down ballot? How do we vote on local scenes? What do we do even with the Georgia election where two Democrats are running? And if they win, John Ossoff and Reverend Raphael Warnock, if they win, then the Democrats got the Senate. They will have the House, they'll have the Senate, and they'll have the presidency. Now, we had that with Barack Obama, but you had some blue dog Democrats who weren't going to be loyal, who were blocking him when he was trying to do what he was doing.
Right.
So if we capture all three houses, I mean, all three branches, right? The Congress, the Senate, and the presidency, then we're going to have to work against the Supreme Court because Donald Trump ain't no fool. He done put somebody in office. He done put somebody on the bench, Amy Coney Barrett, three of them. You know, is it Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett? They going to help shift that court to the right wing, and that's going to last another 30, 40 years.
It will.
That's playing chess, not checkers. That's what we got to learn to do as well.
Yeah, you mentioned defund the police, Breonna Taylor. Obviously, George Floyd may have sparked it. You saw the NBA go up in the uprising. Working backwards, what are you satisfied with what happened in the NBA? And two, how do we defund the police or make something that resembles a defunding of the police that's an asset to black people in America?
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, I was very proud of LeBron. You know, that's why I dedicate the book to LeBron James, Los Angeles Lakers. Give y'all some love out there. You know, because he's such an extraordinary figure. And the basketball players stepped up. The WNBA stepped up better than anybody.
Maya Moore was amazing, wasn't she?
I mean, come on, Maya, you know. And then she got married.
Married the man.
You know, I mean, my God, what you want? You got an all-time great. And she's brilliant. And she's committed. And she's fine. And she your wife. What, bruh? You won the lottery like a mug, man. What's up with you? So the thing is that the WNBA across the board, they wore the Jacob Blake shirts after he got shot with the 5 gunshots in the front of their chest. They spoke out against Kelly Loeffler, who's running for the Senate against, you know, she's the appointed senator to fulfill the spot of retiring senator that Brian Kemp appointed. And you know, her husband is the head of the New York Stock Exchange. And she did some shenanigans behind the scene when they heard about what was going down with coronavirus and stocks and stuff. So corruption, man. And the reality is that her team, she also owns the Atlanta ball team.
Atlanta. And
they said, oh, we for your opponent. We for Raphael Warnock. We ain't even for you. That's how the ladies are. They cold-blooded. They right with it like, I don't care. So I think what they did is extraordinary. What the ball players did is extraordinary. Don't leave the bubble when you got mad and upset and wanted to protest after not only George Floyd, but after Jacob Blake. No, stay. So every day when they're interviewing you, you got something to say. You can amplify your voice. You can echo your sentiment. You can raise your, vision of truth. And I think that's extremely important. So I think, and what's the second part you asked me about?
Defunding the police. Like,
now here's the thing.
Yes.
So obviously when Obama weighed in by saying, look, if you find a different phrase, that phrase, some people thought cost a lot of elections. First of all, I want to see the proof. Where's the proof? You just saying that. Where's the empirical verification? Where's the polling? Where's the litmus test? Where's the, interview of people who said, that defund the police was really a problematic term? You can't just say that. I mean, make an argument. Now, you might not have empirical verification in terms of, the kind of hard numbers that you can crunch, but at least give us a theory that is compelling. And the thing is that the reason these people are talking about defunding the police, because of what just happened in Columbus, Ohio. They keep killing black people. And where's the reform? Let's be honest. We've tried reform before. We've tried, let's reform the police. Let's make sure that we have oversight in the community. How about community policing? How about police who have to live in the community that they police? Sure. We done tried all that. Tell you why it don't work. Because these police unions are out of control. They have such power that even when there's an attempt to reform police departments, they are resistive to that and therefore successfully thwarted. On the other hand, I ain't heard us really try defunding the police. Now, that might sound crazy to some people. They think, oh my God, even black people. Hey, because black people call the police more than anybody. Let's just be real. So black people like, well, what are we going to do then if we can't call the darn police, right? So we have to get people into a different mindset. And so defund the police merely means let's take money like they did in Los Angeles, $150 million, and let's move that to a different, department. Public safety is not the exclusive preserve of cops, of police people. There are other people who do public safety. You can have your rent-a-cop for that matter.
Good point. And
most of the time, cops ain't doing the heavy lifting and the stuff that's violent. They trying to pull a kid from, being stuck somewhere in a house or some cats up in the tree, bro. That's most of the time they're doing innocuous kind of stuff. The problem is, even when it's innocuous with black people, we end up dead. A traffic stop, dead. Left turn lanes, left turn signal doesn't work with Walter Scott down in South Carolina.
Shot 7 times. Yeah.
Come on, bro. In the back. Philando Castile.
That hurt me. Yeah.
Traffic stop. Girlfriend right there.
The daughter in the back.
Her daughter in the back. She's broadcasting it on live, Facebook Live. What? I mean, so we've tried all of this reform, but the reform is being thwarted by police departments and it ain't working. So let's just say, even if you want to tell, and the left has to stop being thin-skinned. Okay, you got to have commercials too. You got to have marketing too. You got to figure out the way to say it that ain't going to just run people away and turn them off as well, right? You are under that obligation as well. But the philosophical commitment to defunding is important because defunding don't mean what people think it means. It simply means let's find better alternatives to direct funding for public safety that will not be gobbled up by police departments or their unions that will thwart the possibility of police reform. And beyond that, that we will not send out cops when somebody's having a psychotic episode. Can we send out some, people who are trained in mental health, abuse, and illness who can address a person who's wilding out? Now, yeah, you might need to send a cop as well if they have, if they're armed and so on. And that's the last measure, but not the first one. Not like Mr. Wallace in Philadelphia not two or 3 weeks ago, where they gunned him down. The family said, we didn't even want the cops coming because we knew it was going to end up like this. So defunding the police is a far more sophisticated attempt to hold police departments accountable, to rejigger them, to move funds from one arena to another, and I think to decentralize the authority of policing so that public safety is broader than cops who repeatedly hurt, harm, and often kill Black people.